Hey, welcome to a new episode of First Impressions Reviews. I'm I'm Kayla May, also known as Riobux, doing a review for Grim Dawn. I'll admit, I'm partially lying with the title. This isn't a First Impressions at all. I've actually played Grim Dawn in the past. I think about a year ago. I gave it a pump because it was totally up my street in terms of the narrative, the lore, and that kind of thing. But just grew stale after a while. There's only so much of grim dark you can kind of chew on, even if you are really into grim dark like I am. Anyway, you can see that I've already made a character. That's not me being cheeky, that's a glitch. Basically, for whatever reason, create character will have this little menu. I'll put the name down, choose the gender, if I want it hardcore mode, which I definitely don't. Click create, and it just won't appear. So I always have to close the game and then restart it to get the character to appear. Fortunately, I gave the characters a spin, and there's no customization as far as I'm aware in that menu. So you pick your class after you've leveled up, so fortunately I'm not missing that out. Anyway, with that, let's leap into Grim Dawn.
We paid a heavy price, but the trap worked.
You seem surprised.
It's been a while since we've had a win. How long will it hold?
I've never entrapped a being like this, but the bonds hold, for now.
How do we dispose of it?
I'm just a witch. You're the soldier.
If it bleeds, I can kill it.
How do you kill a spirit, though?
If you kill the mortal vessel while it's bound, the spirit may perish within. If it escapes...
It's listening to us.
What are you?
Others of your kind name us ethereal.
Why have you invaded our world?
Your world. We existed first, but were managed by your corrupt gods. Your kind opened the way, and now we return to reclaim what by right should be ours.
I've heard enough of this rubbish. Let's hang it.
Destroy this vessel, and I will find another. I have tasted its desires and emotions. Your kind is weak. You have already lost this war.
Do it.
Captain!
Cut him down!
What? Are you mad? Better safe than sorry.
The spirit has fled!
This is a human now.
Hell of a shot.
The captain is correct. When they awaken, they won't remember a thing.
The ethereal was right. The war is lost. We're a resistance now, and we need every human survivor we can call to our cause. Maybe this one here can still die with some honor. If they ever wake up, send them to me. If they don't, bury him deep with the others.
Yeah, leave me with the hangman. He doesn't want me dead at all. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, Christ. By the way, if this goes on, this episode goes on a bit long, it's actually because I kind of only just remembered to start the clock, start the timer. So I'm going to assume that I've been running for about 5 minutes now. I think that's a safe bet, so got 25 minutes to go. Anyway, now we've lumped into this. Okay. So already, it's kind of bugging me that there's no... What the... Sorry. Yeah, it's already bugging me that there's no, nothing in the way of WASD or arrow controls.
Still
It's
drawing
left click.
breath, I see. You're one lucky bastard, I'll give you that. Best go speak to Captain Bourbon right away. He seems to have a plan for you now that we've
What
spared
happened?
your life.
What happened? How did I get here?
You were possessed. So we strung you up. Seems the spirit fled your body before your life ran out. I'd have left you to hang, but the captain had other plans. He sees some purpose in you, and I'm not going to argue. He's up the road, in the courtyard. Don't make me regret cutting you down.
I'll shuffle off before you cut me down. Yeah, I mean, I played this about a year ago, and it definitely has improved graphically
You're
since
the
then.
one we almost hung. I didn't really see a sense in it, but then again, no one really cares what old Barnabas thinks. You really should go speak with him.
Hooray, a rift gate.
You're not looking too bad for someone just come back from the brink of death. You were taken, possessed by the same creatures that have been reanimating these zombies here. Normally I'd have burned you with the rest to be safe, but we've lost too many people to the dead. I need someone expendable, someone with nothing to lose but a lot to gain. Right now, you're that person. Prove your worth to me, and the survivors of Devil's Crossing may just welcome you.
What do you
The
want me
bodies
to
of the dead are rising again in some horrible unlife. Corpses don't just get up and move around on their own. Something is reanimating our deceased with ethereal energy. We have observed the dead for some time, and they appear to be flooding Lower Crossing from the Burial Hill, just beyond town. I want you to go to the Burial Hill. You will need to fight your way through Lower Crossing. Once you've crossed the stream on the far side of town, there will be a beaten path leading up to Burial Hill.
That's good long.
I know I'm asking a lot of you.
Sorry, I'm kind of just... I think in the future I'm gonna just rush through the conversations because... Funny thing, half an hour is not nearly enough. So yeah, it's just left click to... If you hear a lot of clicking, it's because it's Diablo style. Constitution is converted into health when out of combat. Okay. Oh, it's the... So you see faintly there's like a yellow thing going on. That's the Constitution thing. May as well equip a new weapon. Big old stick. Okay, so one thing that kind of... Joker potion. Righto. So one thing that does kind of bug me about games like this is often you'll end up with like so much loot that you end up shuffling back and forth between town and the action, and it creates this needless downtime. Because keep in mind, the combat, while downtime is really important personally, like if you play constant action, I think that can kind of wear on you. So it's important to have downtime. But when you're running back and forth between the village and the combat, it creates too much downtime. Anyway, so we leveled up. So we get to actually pick the class. Let me just run away. So I'm gonna go with... So, doing in order. So soldier is basically your warrior, demolitionist is your... somewhere between range... like, basically your ranger, with a bit of magic thrown in for good measure. The occultist is your is your cleric, I believe. Nightblade is your rogue. Arcanist is your drives on. Yeah, Arcanist is basically your wizard. Shaman is well, a shaman, but I think they're all kind of like occultist, arcanist, and shaman. I think are basically just 3 different types of magic, all dealing with the offensive with minor differences. However, I'm gonna go with demolitionist because too few times I get to play around with like firearms in these types of games, so I want to play with those. A deadly arcana techniques cause martial attacks bust. Okay, so that will add extra. Okay, I'm gonna go with Fire Strike. Oh! I see what they've done. I think this is reminiscent of the previous game the developers worked for, Titan Quest, I believe it is, where you put points into unlocking abilities, but you also put points into activating abilities. So it leads to this situation where you can burn points to not unlock anything like that, like it just doesn't do anything, but you unlock extra abilities down the path. Don't worry, next time I level up, which will hopefully be before the timer runs out, I'll pick an ability. So yeah, so much equipment. It's a relic of the past that I'm not thrilled people keep becoming attached to, because I don't think there's anything of worth in it. It's basically it's the problem of immediate gratification. It's basically they drop loot every so often to basically reward you and say, "Well done, you did this thing. You managed to kill the enemy. Have this item, this weapon. It's all yours for killing the enemy. Yay!" But the problem is Christ, this feels a bit loud. I'm sorry. Problem is I actually don't know the volume that I'm speaking at in comparison to the game volume, so I have to guess. Okay, so is there a path? Is there a path? No? I was looking at that. Guess there isn't. But yeah, I really wish they left that kind of immediate gratification of dropping loot in the past, but because it's one of those situations where I think that it gets thrown into games because all the games did it. Ooh. So I've got a note. I'm trapped here. I realize I will die in this house. Margaret, I fear you are already dead, and so it may not be so bad if I am shortly to join you. If by some miracle you yet live and return here to find this note, please know that I am not angry with you. I've never regretted our life together, but now only regret that I lost my temper and spoke unkind words when we last parted. I hope you will not think me a coward for what I'm about to do. They are already in the house. I've barricaded myself in this room, but it is only a matter of time before they break through. All I can do now is choose the manner in which I face death, and I would rather die a man than be changed into one of those horrid beasts or eaten alive. I will love you always, Francis. Great! Suicide. Granted skills. Fireball. Launches a fireball at nearby enemy. Okay, so what they've done is they've boiled it down to physique, cunning, spirit. Physique gives me health, makes me hit stuff, sorry. Cunning lets me shoot things, deal extra damage. Spirit lets me do magic. So I'm gonna actually use this. Actually, yeah, so you can do that. Too shame. Although actually what I could do is put that there and then okay. Yeah, you see how tedious this is to watch. It's extra tedious actually doing it, just moving loot around, trying to make things fit. Ooh. Bit of clothing. Okay. Now. Yeah, so W2. Change weapon. Though very quickly, granted skill. Ah, so 8% chance I'll ping a fireball. That's kind of awkward looking. I'm also kind of somewhat regretting putting this on medium difficulty. So much loot. Okay. Ah, damn it. I was really hoping they wouldn't put it in the same... So they've put crafting components in the same section as the firearms, the armor and everything. So I really hope there's... Oh, there's an auto sort button, but that creates a weird problem in itself. Anyway, so already I've got a helmet that I can't equip because I don't have enough physique. Also, on a side note, if you do end up buying this game, know that Shift is a friend, and you should value your friend Shift, because Shift lets you stand still while left clicking, which left clicking also so happens to be how to move, so use Shift. Anyway, now I can actually pick a ability that I want. Let's go with... let's have some fire strikes, some stun jacks, and some flashbacks. Ooh. Okay, so I haven't unlocked any consolation points. I don't know what this is. As you dedicate your devotion points to various deities, as you complete constellations, you'll earn affinity, which will in turn get you access to more. Sorry, I'm just looking. Okay, so because I haven't gotten any affinity yet, I keep saying infinity, I can't touch this, so we'll see if we get to it later. Anyway, so we now got some abilities to use. At least that's the plan. If it works. I really don't want to mess with this too much, but okay. Okay, so I'll put a fire strike there. I'll put stun janks in 1. Flashbangs in 2. Okay. Let's get this going. Okay. When used as your default weapon attack, fire strike. I mean, okay, so it is actually working. Yay, musket! Yeah, I mean, I don't really need... let's see. I'll put... So I'm quickly just doing a quick once-over. Yep. So now I've got a musket and I can shoot people from afar. Oh. I mean, I'm happy that I can just hold down the button. Ooh, handheld blunderbuss. Ah, less damage. 6%. I'll think about that because I do like vampiric stuff. Because it's always a nice way to kind of get your health back. Might even put it as my in fact, I'll do that. Just replace that with that. Get some vampirism going. But damn, those pistols look really clunky. Look how clunky that pistol is. God, it's huge. Okay, that's that's a really strange glitch. Come on, go, shoot. Because you can just shoot swarms of flies and it'll go away. That's how it works, yep. Thanks, Grim Dawn, you've taught me life lessons. Okay, quick. Ah! Wrong button. Okay, so remember to use 1, remember to use 2. Hooray, someone was stupid enough to leave stuff in the trunk. Yeah. I don't know, I think right now this seems like the type of game where you already know straight away looking into it if it's your thing or if it's not, because right now I'm really trying to think of much to talk about, but I don't think there is. I mean, I'm currently fighting against zombies. and currently keep forgetting to use right click, not left click. Yeah, I need more cunning. Give me cunning. I want to get blunderbuss. Okay, so they don't really... I'll be curious if they differentiate between blunderbuss and musket. Okay. I mean, the thing that's currently striking me about this game is it seems to be relying on its setting quite a lot, rather than doing anything new or interesting. You know, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes people want something in particular, like walking into a game. Like someone might say, well, I want to play Diablo, I want to play something like Diablo 2, and I'll be able to say, yeah, I know this game, it's exactly like it. Ooh, quest. Foulers. We are going to die out here. You're on your own. I wish. Oh no. Staying here with a group of friends. Wanted to go scavenging, got chased here. Way back should be clear. Have a look of a taken about you. Well, it's a good thing you didn't see me a second ago. Go through the rift gate. I've got thousands of them. So many rifts. Oh yeah. Dump it in there. I mean, from what I can tell, I was looking at the classes, like the guides, and I noticed there were a few guides talking about a combination of classes, like multi-classing. So that's kind of interesting in itself, but you know, I'm starting to think this might be a good time to call it, because I really wish I could say this is interesting, like there's something to talk about, but it's not like the previous 3 episodes where I've been able to say, look, there's this, and there's this, and there's this. Need to be cleared by the captain.
What is it now?
Nice to ask. What situation? What's the favorite horse? If you're that bothered, pause it. Have a look.
Ah, you must be the Taken. I heard about that mess at the gallows. Grisly business.
Yeah, please don't tell people I was taken once. I don't have much friends. Okay, so it's kind of bold the fact that there's a place to sell things. So sells all the loot I've got. What's that? Okay, that's interesting. I'll get back to talking about that in a moment, but I just want to sell this, so because it's flintlock, it's even better. How much money do I have? 448. You know, I don't think this guy's gonna sell anything that I... Yeah, nothing. I mean, yeah, it's just, it boils down the speed to very particular settings, like very fast, fast, slow, medium, slow, very slow, and to me, it's kind of a shame they've done that, because that's another avenue for people to decide, well, should I use this weapon or not? As it is, it just boils down to damage, any enchantments, and the enchantments don't seem to be overly interesting. It seems to be setting out a very basic model of things, so I'm not pleased with this game. It's at the 25-minute mark, so whoop. Okay. I mean, the fact that I've only played the first half an hour means that I don't know anything about the devotions. I'm willing to bet there's other parts that I don't quite know yet. And I keep forgetting to use the second ability. Jesus Christ. I mean, what this reminds me of, in a weird way, is Path of Exile. It's so true to the Diablo trend that it feels like Path of Exile, but while Path of Exile was trying to do something different, this, on the other hand. But then again, we're talking about radically different timescales here, because I remember hearing something about how this game was in development for like 10 years? Something about 10 years? So, there in itself kind of might explain a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to the village now. And I mean, since we're... Let's kill him. Yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping that the skills get more interesting in their usage. Okay, we'll get back to the village. Back to Devil's Crossing. Exit main menu. Okay, so that was the first half an hour of the game. Right now, as odd as it is, I'm thinking if I had to give a score right now, it would probably be looking at about a 5.5, 6. It's riding so much on its flavor, and I do dig its flavor. I do really love Grimdark, actually. But you see, the thing is Grimdark's interesting, but you still have to do something with it. You can't just like make everything grim, make everything the end of the world, the apocalypse on the horizon kind of deal, and not do anything with it. And I don't think this is doing anything. But we're half an hour in of a game that's probably like 40 plus hours, I would guess. I would say that it definitely shows its age very strongly. I'm sure I remember hearing that it's been in development for about 5 years? I don't think it's 10 years, I think it's 5 years. I think I messed up. I think it's been in development for about 5 years. Then again, I'm sure I heard 10 years somewhere. I'm really sorry. In the written review, which once it's posted, I'll put in the comments in the description below. And I always do mannerisms as I speak. I'll get it right when I write this up, but I'm trying to remember if it's 5, 10, or 10 years, but it definitely shows its age very badly. It also kind of makes me miss games like, as awful as it is, like Diablo 3, and Torchlight, because it's so similar to Diablo 2 that it misses out on a lot of the streamlining that occurred throughout the years. Like, for instance, you have 10 skills, and I totally believe the idea that you fill those slots. It's, you loot everything constantly, you face off against zombies, which, I mean, no matter its age, it looks pretty good, actually. It does look good for what it is. I mean, I really kind of wish they added a bit more colour to it. I mean, as I said, it's grim dark, but you can still have colour. You can still do things with it. Grim dark does not mean browns, doesn't mean blacks, doesn't mean greys, doesn't mean that kind of thing. I mean, it's nice there's some reds dotted about here and there, but the greens are dulled, you know. I don't think it would kill if there was much. I don't think it would destroy the game if there was something a bit more vibrant to it. The devotions part I'd be curious at. The skill tree, I'm not sold on it. So, I mean, even now I'm swilling around like the assessment in my mouth. I'm wondering if a 6 was optimistic. I'm thinking this is probably going to end up with a 5 or a 5.5, but who knows? It's half an hour into a game that's like 20 plus hours, probably closer to 40. So it might pick up in Steam. Who knows? Anyway, so again, thank you for watching, and I'm thinking maybe trying to do a video once a week. Maybe not necessarily first impression stuff, because one thing that's kind of really odd about doing reviews is what I've kind of dubbed as floods and droughts. Either all the review copies come at once, or you don't get anything. You don't hear from anything. I mean, hell, I got the most recent 3 games that I had to review, I got on the exact same day. Although, to be fair, Grim Dawn I asked for. Like, I basically said, look, I got a copy of it. It's been released in about 2 days. Can I review it? And they gave me the thumbs up. Walking Dead, I'm currently waiting for it to be fixed as of recording. I'm hoping to maybe do a stream, like a video of that, but we'll see. And Action Hink for PlayStation 4. I haven't managed to do a video because I can only record PC, so I'm hoping later on down the line, if I can monetize this channel a bit, get some subscribers in, get ads going, things like that, I can kind of upgrade like the microphone I'm using now, upgrade so I can do it on other consoles, upgrade so I can maybe even stream in the future. As it is, I'm hoping to do these once a week, and I'm also maybe hoping to do some side reviews if people would enjoy that. Like, do reviews of games for the first half an hour, but we're talking about games that I don't have to do the full review. And I might even go on longer than a half an hour, might do it like an hour or hour and a half, maybe as much as 2 hours of gameplay. Just bantering. Might even bring some people on board, like stream some Skype calls of what's going on in the game, especially if I'm co-oping. I'm thinking of a title. Like, I'm been mentally kind of wondering about the title off the books reviews, but I'll have to definitely look up to see if that's taken. Anyway, so I've been rambling way too much about Grim Dawn up to this point, because there's just nothing to talk about. Just Grim Dawn's not to me, Grim Dawn is kind of boring. It's just not doing anything new or interesting, but I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe Stockholm Syndrome kicks in, maybe the game improves, who knows. Anyway, so as always, I'll put my Twitter address below. You can, if you follow that, that'll give you up-to-date content by me. Just that'll give you written reviews, that'll give you any other written content that I do, that'll let you know when any videos are up. If you just want the videos, and I do encourage this actually, because I care way too much about stats, you can subscribe, give a thumbs up to the review, comment about stuff you'd like to see, any improvements, things like that. You know, I do listen to all the comments that I write now. While I'm a fledgling channel, I'm replying to all comments. So anyway, right, yeah, I've rambled way too much. I've been rambling for like 6 minutes out of the game. So anyway, out of that, thanks for watching. Till next time, bye.